Hi there. This video was suggested by a subscriber about doing a video on advice you can give to someone after they pass the test and they start to drive on their own for the first time, because I don't know if you've experienced this yet, but when I passed my test, I think it must have been about 6 to 8 weeks before I got a car. So I actually felt quite rusty and a bit nervous getting in the car first time. And I distinctly remember when I first drove on my first time, I drove probably the worst I've ever driven for the first hour. And I took a stock of the driving and thought, God, I'm driving like an idiot here. I just need to concentrate and go back to basics. So first time you go out in the car, I would say, go out in a quiet time. Don't go out when it's busy. Don't stick to rush hour. Stick to it either after the rush hour, if you've got the day off, about 9:30, 10 o'clock when it's a bit quieter, and just go on a road that you're used to. Get used to driving the car. Also, before you set off, spend about 10 minutes in the car, finding what the controls are like, getting used to the indicator, because if it's a sensitive indicator, it's going to just distract you if it starts flicking on and off when you're changing from left to right. Get used to the brakes, get used to the clutch, get used to the accelerator, play around with the gears so that you know the controls. It's not a strange. Find out where the headlights are. All these little things that you probably learned with your instructor on the instructor car could be in a slightly different area in your car. So remember, just play around with the car for the first 10-15 minutes, get used to what you can see. The other thing would be, like I said then at the beginning, would be get yourself out there in a quiet time. Go on a road that you know, so that you know what's coming, and that way you can concentrate on your driving more. And I say this to a lot of people: when you first start driving around in your car, don't have a car full of people. It's going to be a distraction that you don't need straight away. So if your friends say, "Oh yeah, you're the designated taxi from now on," just say, "Yes, I don't mind doing it, but not yet." Give us a month or so just to get used to driving without an instructor or my friend being at the side of me, and then you get out on your own, do little journeys to start with. Then once you get used to it, after a couple of days, by all means drive to work then, because by then you've been used to the car a bit more. And just do short journeys, half an hour here, 20 minutes here. It doesn't have to be like an hour and a half, 2 hours with your instructor. Remember to regular check the basic stuff. So by what I mean, if you've got a second-hand car, get someone to show you how to check the oil, which is part of the show me questions. And if it's low, you need to get the oil for it. So all these little things will help you. Another tip would be, remember that you don't want to take risks. Quite a lot of people, when they first pass the driving test, they'll have an accident in the first year. The examiners tend to mention it to you when you pass your test, and it's quite true. It doesn't matter what age you are, whether you're 17 or 27 or 37. In the first year, you're more vulnerable for an accident. So you could, if you wanted to, contact your instructor and say, "I've got myself a car, and I won't mind you coming to my house and having an hour in the car, sitting there, and just give me a few pointers on the car." That'll make a bit of difference with your confidence straight away. Okay. Another tip could be, when you've got in the car, you just stick to the basic stuff that you remember when you're doing your lessons, which is you're not going to take any silly chances. You're going to get used to the car, So when you come to roundabouts, if you're not sure, you're not going to go. Don't feel like you got to follow the crowd. One of the things people do is when they start driving in rush hour traffic, they try and drive like everyone else then. And it's like sheep following sheep, and that's when the accidents happen. These people racing round in rush hour, they could have been driving for quite a few years, and they're taking quite a few risks. Now, one of the things I see every day when I'm on the roads is at least one accident a day by someone doing something silly. So you just got to stick to the basic stuff, which is when you're pulling off, check what's going on. When you're changing direction, check what's going on. Let everyone know your intentions. Make sure you do all the stuff you've been taught to do. Keep the standard up, and at the end of your drive, assess your own driving. Don't be afraid to criticise your own driving. If you've drove from work and home and you think, God, that wasn't too bad, and then you think, actually, hang on a second, now we're in the wrong lane at one point, and someone bibbed the horn at me. remember that the mistake, try and improve on it. And if you try and keep improving, then you'll get better. Another thing you could be doing, another tip for you, would be to, once you've been driving for, say, 6 months, why don't you think about doing a Pass Plus course, or even do a motorway lesson with your instructor. You know, you'd be surprised how difficult they are. Okay, I hope these little tips will help you to keep your standards up when you're doing your driving in your own car. Good luck on the roads, and remember, you're the one in control, not the people around you. Take care.